Okay, so we have AIM up here. This is the newest one as of 10/13/15, 2.5522, and we have Watkins Glen file, and we are going to figure out how to compare AIM to Traqmate without doing a printout. And it took me a while to figure this out, but it works. Let me give you the backstory, the kind of process of how I got here. Basically, I'm going on the track this weekend with a couple cars, and I have years of Traqmate data for lots of different tracks. And I wanted to be able to compare that to new AIM data from a solo DL. Just got that, and I've been in the process of learning AIM. So I had read on Renlist that Racekeeper Comparo will import Traqmate, and then I thought, well, if we could do that, maybe I could do AIM at the same time, and you could use it as an intermediary to read both file formats. I went to Racekeeper, downloaded the newest one, which is this one, 1.020067. It does not work. Did not work for me, and I sent test files to Racekeeper, and there's a nice guy that answered the phone that said it used to work, doesn't work now for him either, and they're going to fix it. So hopefully the next point build they will have fixed it and it will work, and then maybe it will also import AIM, which would be cool. The next thing, I dug around the net, and there's other apps. There's this thing called Gems Pro, which supposedly works. I could get it working. Then I find on Stack, believe it or not, Stack's latest build of their analysis software has CSV import. So I download the thing. It was a beast. Download the thing. I'm all excited. And I go to import a CSV, and it says, oh, you have to pay for this. Even though it's like a demo version they have online, you have to pay to even figure out if it works. So not a fan of Stack. And then in digging around, I found this company called Autosport Labs, and they have a product called Race Capture Pro, which is an open source project. And I'd have to say it's showing a lot of promise. I've been reading through the forums. There's no analysis that I can find. They're working on it. They're also working on it for Android. It is one of the only data loggers that is actually affordable to a mere mortal that can do live telemetry through cellular network to send stuff. But I could not get to the analysis software anywhere, or beta or anything. But everything that I've read seems to indicate that it's going to be very good at importing different CSVs and dealing with a lot of different formats, and probably be a great intermediary to read stuff from all the different loggers. And when I say all the different loggers, the ultimate would be Traqmate, AIM, and probably Motec. And then, sorry for this long-windedness. I will put on the video how you can jump forward to the real meat of this, but I thought I'd at least explain my kind of the way I ended up where I ended up with this. Then I got to Race Chrono. Race Chrono is going to take over the world. Mark my words. It's unbelievable. It's like $24, and it's. I hate to admit this, but Race Chrono with a $24 Race Chrono on a $150 Moto G from eBay is like close to a SmartyCam, in the 80% of the SmartyCamville, and it's staggering what that thing could do. The analysis is not strong, but the ultimately cool thing is that you can export Race Chrono into RaceLogic circuit tools, and it goes in like butter and works perfect. So I'm going to show you guys that right now, just so we can get over this. Basically, the key here, I mean, Android will do it. I'm doing this on a Windows 10 laptop right now. The other thing with Race Chrono, the reason I'm mentioning it in this video, is it it is the closest I came to really making all this stuff work. And the key here is loading the old Windows version. It is online. If you go to the RaceChrono site, it's the old Windows version. It's not being supported anymore. And if I bring it up here, it's very rudimentary. But the key with all of this, or the key with this, is it has import capability. The Android version does not currently. It may in the future. And if you look to import file format, these are the things that it can import. I tried DL1, it didn't work. Didn't bother with this. And I had a little success with NMEA. So in theory, if you could take your data from something and get it into NMEA, it may come into this. So you're probably asking, why would I want to deal with this old Windows primitive kind of software? The key here is that this exports, let's see, so we're going to take, I'm just going to find the built-in sample. These are all tests I did, the built-in sample track here. So we're going to open this up and we're going to export this. And you can export with KML, but here, this is the key to everything. It does VBox, VBO. So you hit VBO, and I'm going to put it on all laps. Start. Okay, so now it did its export, and it should be here. Right there. So there is a VBO file. Now VBO files, this is where it gets very close with RaceChrono. VBO files are just text. They're kind of very similar to I'm not a software guy, but they're very similar to CSVs, and I don't see how. There is online, I did find a CSV to VBO converter, but it only worked with RaceChrono format. So someone apparently with like amateur coding levels could write something that converts an AIM CSV or a Traqmate CSV into VBO. And then what is amazing here is that Circuit Tools is free, and it's, in my opinion, a fabulous program for comparing. Does a lot of nice stuff. It doesn't have the rich features of AIM, but it's a great program. So this, being able to get into VBO format may get you the ability to look at anything if somebody would make a converter for that. So right now, RaceChrono is an awesome device. It's like the poor man's Smarty Cam system, and its analysis is handled by Circuit Tools. Okay, now to the beef of this thing. How do we compare Traqmate to AIM electronically without printing out? Here we are in AIM. We're going to go to File, Export to Excel. We're going to pick this. We're going to pick this. CSV, comma, and then we're going to call this A.CSV. A for AIM. Save and exit. And that's on our desktop. Good. Now we go to Traqmate. This is 3.40. And we're going to go here. It's just a test file I downloaded from them. All right, so we're going to pick the 3 graphs that I want: speed and lateral G, longitudinal G. There may be other things you can bring across. These are the 3 things that I wanted through this whole process, so I'm only covering these 3. So we hit OK. I don't want to do this. I just want 3 graphs. Okay, so now on AIM, on Traqmate, I'm sorry, it does things a little bit differently in terms of the graph layout, and in longitudinal G's on Traqmate, it goes up as opposed to AIM in the bottom. I want to make them look the same when I look at them together, so I believe you probably can change it on AIM. I haven't figured it out yet, but on Traqmate you can change it. So we're going to go to Tools, Session Tools. God, I don't need that. swap axis, and we're going to swap x-axis, and then swap y-axis. And now we're going to export. So we just did those minor changes, and we're going to call this T. Alright, comma separated file, and I want to do that on the desktop. Okay. I don't know what these weird anomalies are down here. Alright, so now we have our two CSVs. I believe the Traqmate one is at 40 Hertz sample and the AIM is at 10 Hertz, so, or 20 Hertz, so I'm not sure how that is going to play into this. But now the key is we use Dashware. Dashware has been around for a while. I use it a lot to make videos, not so much, actually never for analysis. It's right now, they don't develop it anymore. And I heard it was free, but if you go here, it has this like trial thing built into it. So just hit trial and go up here, and now we're going to hit new project, and we're going to call it A and T. Alright, so one thing I can tell you about this program is you got to save a lot. It likes to crash. It's kind of on the edge. At first I kind of really thought it was very jangly, but it's able to deal with CSVs from data longers better than anything else I've found. So I've reduced my jangle rating to minor amount of jangle, and the proof of that is go here and we're going to import a data file. Look at all these file formats that this thing can deal with. I don't think there's anything else that has this. Now it doesn't mean they're all correct. The Traqmate one was actually a little not correct and needed to be fixed, but what it can do is pretty amazing. And the only other program that kind of attempts to even come close to this is called Zoom Center, and that's ZOOMCENTRE. It's from these guys in England, and but not as good as this. So anyway, here we are. We want to now import the CSV file. So we're gonna let's see. We're gonna go to AIM first, A, and open it, and you see it automatically populated that field to AIM, so it knows it's an AIM. So we hit add, and here you go. Your analysis, this is the way to do this using this software. And you see up here the little asterisk, that means it hasn't been saved. Save this often because it likes to crash. So these are your two analysis modes, timer by position. So we go to position, and I can show you all this other stuff when we get the other CSV in. So let's go back to project, and now we go plus again. Now we're going to get the Traqmate file. There it is, open. Now you see it says Traqmate clone 1. These are the profiles, the import profiles. The normal Traqmate, this one, the lateral G's and longitudinal G's were swapped. So meaning when you brought it in, it put the lateral stuff under the heading longitudinal. So I had to go in and edit the profile. You pick, the way you do it is you take the normal, start with the normal Traqmate profile, you go to edit profiles, then you clone it. It's probably going to call it clone 2 or whatever. You give it a name. And now what you need to do here is go over here, and it's positional latitude. Nope, it's, where is it? Okay, right here. These two were swapped. So what you need to do is double click this, go in and map to data category G-forces. That's correct. Yes, switch it switch it right here to acceleration G's, and then go to the other one and switch it, and then save that. It's actually not hard to do. I'm not going to do this because I've already done it. So hit cancel. So when I go to import a Traqmate file, it jumps to my clone one, which is the one that I corrected it in. So I'm going to leave it on that. I'm going to hit add. And this is on Windows 10, and you see it's a little slow and it's a little on the edge, so I'm going to hit save. Alright, so now we should have both, and there you go. It's pretty good, this software, but it's a little jangly. Right now you can see there's a friction circle. The blue is the aim, and the purple is the Traqmate, and it's all jangled up. If you turn it off and on, it'll come back to its normal shape. And what you can do here is you can resize all these windows for what you want to do. So for example, what I just said is you go here to, now what's messed up is Traqmate. So if you go to, this is how you operate this program. This field here is, if you want to change something, you choose which Traqmate or aim you're dealing with. So I'm going to go to Traqmate, and now you push on this. I'm going to turn the G-force plot off, then turn it back on again, and now you can see that it's normal appearance. So there's some weirdness with that stuff. I leave it like this. You can also make the map big enough that you can actually see the lines and zoom in, which is kind of cool. I leave it up like this because, again, I'm concerned about the chart data. The other strange thing is, no matter what, it always seems to say lap 1 here. It will default to fastest lap. So right now we're looking at the Traqmate. We're on the Traqmate mode. So we click on this, and this is where you choose your lap. I have fastest lap, and it automatically finds that. And if you go to, actually while we're still here, let's bring up the other charts. So the other charts that I want, and we're in Traqmate, are called XG and YG. Now you can see, because we changed them in exporting, that the breaking longitudinal G's goes down, which should match the aim. So we turned on what we want in Traqmate. Now we go to aim, and see, here's an error already, which is it's on the edge. Save. Now we're on Traqmate, and I think these are the two. I mean, we're on aim. I think these are the two that I want. And there you go. So now we are able to scroll through, and I'm going to hit save again. Alright, this happens a few times. See how I can't scroll here? Alright, we saved our project. This is the jangle that you have to put up with, and we're going to go back and we're going to open it, and I bet it'll work fine. I don't know why it does this. It sometimes gets in these little flaky modes. Open project, and there it is, and now hopefully it will work. Taking time to load. Dashware running on the edge, and hopefully it's not going to crash. There it is. Okay, so now let's go analysis by position, and now we can do this. Yes. Alright, so there you go. And it's showing you the values that you want. Now, one thing, look, this is free. This is a workaround. This is only for me to deal with looking back on my Traqmate, and after going to every track and having aim data moving forwards, probably not going to have to use this anymore, and there'll probably be another product that does it easier. Like maybe they'll fix RaceKeeper, or the amazing Race Chrono will be able to handle this with circuit tools. But right now, so if you want to zoom in, you hold and drag and it zooms in. Now, I guess the difference in the lines may have to do with the sampling rate. I'm not really sure. On my laptop, if I double on my trackpad, if I hold down 2 fingers and scroll down, it zooms in, but then zooming out, it jangles everything up. So what I learned is after you zoom in, you double click, you right click and put set scale back to default. And that's pretty much it. So here you go. This is Traqmate and AIM being referenced to each other. Hope you like this, and please subscribe to my channel.